fantastic show and well received. And I'm going to come up and join you now, David, and ask you a little bit about it before we get the schools involved, if that's okay. All right. So David, just tell me a little bit about the show and why you did this.
Before the June, earlier this year in 2025 or 2025, we actually brought together all the known visual artists in the town of CBS. When we started, we thought there might have been 30 or 40. We've come to find out there's about 100 active visual artists here in CBS, which is much larger than we expected. And we wanted to do a show that sort of broadcasts and showing the talent that's here at CBS. And in this show, we had 44 individual artists who had 1 to 2 or 3 pieces of art. And from that exhibition and sale, of course, we were able to generate funds. And it was important for the organizing committee to be able to give back to the schools for the next wave of artists. We, as older artists, and even some of the younger artists who are 19 plus, believe they're the next wave, and that's what we want to see, that to help those come along. So we're very delighted to be able to provide some funding to our program.
And the show highlighted a number of different genres. Just talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so within visual arts, the disciplines range is not just painters, which I'm one, but we have sculptures, metal sculptures, woodworking, glass, fabric artists, photography. So there's quite a range of different disciplines within visual arts. And I believe for that show, we covered just about all of them. So which highlights again the diversity and the scope of the visual artists that are here at CBS.
Okay, well, it's a great show, and thank you for donating to our schools and our youth in arts, and I'm going to let you do that right now. And I'll start by calling upon representatives from Queen Elizabeth. I believe we have Colleen Dwyer here this evening. Colleen, come on up and bring with you, I believe, Kira Morgan. If not, somebody else. Do you bring everybody you want? Come on up. Okay, thank you. And we have representatives from Holy Spirit. We have Denise Shepard, Vice Principal. Denise is here. Mark Sims, Visual Arts Teacher. Mark. I believe we have Heather Daw. And do we have Heather? Yeah. And do we have a representative from the students? There they are. Come on up, everybody. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for coming in and sharing that. And it's great to support the youth and the arts. And we look forward to more shows and some of the benefits coming from the donations that you're making. So thank you very much for that. Next up, we have a proclamation. And I believe Councillor Hardy has a proclamation this evening.
Yes, I do, Your Worship. So proclamation for a Radon Action Month for November. Whereas November is Radon Action Month in Canada, and whereas Health Canada encourages Canadians to test their homes for radon, and whereas radon is the #1 cause of lung cancer in non-smokers, leading to the deaths of more than 3,200 Canadians each year, and whereas radon is an odorless, tasteless, invisible radioactive gas that can easily enter homes undetected through cracks and gaps in the floors and walls and are in contact with the ground, and whereas all homes and buildings have some level of radon, the only way to know how much you have is to test. And where radon can be detected using a simple and inexpensive test, which is available from the town, online, at local retailers, or from a certified radon professional. Therefore, I, Councillor Hardy, do hereby declare the month of November as Radon Action Month in the town of Conception Bay South.
Thank you for that, Councillor Hardy, and I think we've all seen the information that has come around from Take Action on Radon. We've had 253 homes tested in the last couple of years, and 29% of them have shown unacceptable levels of radon in the home. And of course, we here at the town are getting set to launch our radon test kit giveaway, I guess, if you want to call it that. We're providing 200 kits free of charge, and the information will be coming out on that over the next week or so. It'll be a first come, first serve, but those 253 homes are about 2% of the homes in our town, and we'd like to get that tested number up way higher than 2%. And for those that don't get one of the 200 kits, please check around. They sell them here at the stores, and CBS, Kent's, and Home Hardware have them, I know for sure. I know that people can get them from Take Action on Radon, and I know there's a couple of other groups around that you can order them locally and get your kit. And this is the time of year to do it. It's why November is Radon Awareness Month, is because we're getting back indoors now and closing the windows and the doors, and we're breathing whatever it is we got in our house. And hopefully for most everybody, it's not radon. But unfortunately, we're seeing higher numbers than we want here, and not just here, but in all municipalities across the province and across the country. And so thank you for that proclamation, Councillor Hardy. Next up, we have the Poppy Proclamation, and I'm very pleased to welcome two members of our Legion to come up and join me. We have Legion President Mo Keeping, and we have from the Poppy campaign, we have Gary Forn, and we're just going to have you come right up here and join me. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for coming in. And of course, from November 1st to November 11th is a time of remembrance here in this country. And last week, I was very honored to be able to attend at Legion Branch 50 here in CBS and do the official signing of the proclamation. But traditionally, we always bring the proclamation here to Town Hall to the next meeting and read it for everyone to hear. So I will do that now. Whereas the purposes and objects of the Legion as contained in the Act to incorporate the Royal Canadian Legion, Chapter 84 of the Statutes of Canada, 1948, and amended right through to 1981 include: perpetuate the memory and deeds of the fallen and those who die in the future, to promote and care for memorials to their valor and sacrifice, to keep an annual Memorial Day, to preserve the records and memorials of their service, and to see that such service shall not be forgotten by the nation, to educate public opinion regarding national duties to the dead, to foster loyalty among the public and educators in the principles of patriotism, duty, and unstinted public service. And whereas every person who has been initiated into membership in the Royal Canadian Legion has sworn to uphold and advance the aims and objectives of the Legion. And whereas the Provincial Poppy Remembrance Committee has recommended that the observance of a remembrance period immediately prior to November 11th would do a great deal to encourage great interest in the part of the public. And whereas by decree of caucus, the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador fully support the Legion's efforts to promote the remembrance by flying the Legion's flag of remembrance from November 1st to November 11th each year. Know ye that we, with the approval of the Provincial Command of the Royal Canadian Legion, do designate the 11 days commencing November 1st and ending November 11th as the remembrance period in Conception Bay South. And we do recommend that all loyal members of the Royal Canadian Legion and to all other citizens of our town, one remembrance period is a time for each one of us to reflect and recall to mind the sacrifices made by our veterans to ensure the peace we now enjoy. And two, the poppy is the symbol of remembrance, peace, and hope for the future. And I have already signed that, but I just wanted to ask our Legion president here if he could, why is it important that people pick up their poppies and wear them proudly?
So basically, I'm going to read a couple of things. So with the Poppy campaign, which helps our veterans, last year we put a homeless guy up in the hotel for a couple of days because he was coming into St. John's for a medical appointments and he had no place to stay. So we actually went through our Poppy fund and got him in a hotel for a couple of days to help him out. Like another lady just recently just happened to have car trouble and house trouble. So we helped her out with her car from the Poppy Fund, which was helping veterans. And basically, a lot of our veterans are getting up in the age. I'm 47. I won't tell you how old Gary is. But with our campaign, we try to help our veterans if they can't get to medical supplies from the Red Cross and all that. We try to keep it on hand at the Legion, or we got funding that way we could actually pass it on to get those veterans the help that they needed, right? So, and basically, growing up in Newfoundland, I'm from a small town out on the Burin Peninsula, and basically, I grew up idolizing two gentlemen that lived in my hometown. Both of them was actually survivors of the sinking of the Caribou, and basically that's who I idolized. And then the last couple of years, one had cancer, and he just got his quilt of valor actually at 103 years old, right, last year, and then he passed away. But that's pretty much what the Poppy campaign is usually about.
Well, President Keeping, thank you very much for helping us with that. And the funds go to support veterans in need right here. And we're very pleased that you're able to do that and continue to do that. And it's absolutely important, some of the other activities that you do, going from school to school, to let the young people in the schools know about veterans, about what they've done, and the things that are happening with the Legion. And I think every one of us knows that Newfoundland and Labrador has contributed more than its fair share of members to the to the military in our country and in our province, and have suffered more than our fair share of loss.
I'd like to apologize to the centers everyone is asking for. I've gone through 1,500 since Friday, so.
Don't you worry about that. Anyways, gentlemen, thank you very much, and all the best with the Poppy campaign. And I encourage everyone to drop some money in the box and grab a poppy and wear it proudly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you again to the Legion, and of course, right out front here on Remembrance Day, probably we'll all gather around 10:30 or so. The parade will come up from Sobeys, and we'll have a wonderful service here, as we always do at the Monument of Honor that we're very proud of. Next up, new business, and this evening I'm going to start with Councillor Barrett, sorry. Too many new councillors. I've got the names all mixed up.
Hodgepodge of a couple. Thank you, Mayor Bent. Won't be long this evening. This is my first meeting of the term, and just wanted to extend my sincere thanks and gratitude for everybody that voted for me. And it seems like such a long time ago that I'm speaking of this, but here we are. I'm so pleased to be back and to be working with this fine group of councillors and staff, and congratulations to our new councillor, Councillor Clooney. And yeah, looking forward to it. We're in the thick of budget now, and mapping out what the next few years look like. So excited to be a part of that. Thank you, Mayor Bent.
Thank you, Councillor Barrett. Councillor Clooney. That's what I do, Councillor Clooney.
Okay, I just like to say that I attended the trunk or treat and the Halloween skate, seniors Halloween social, under 18 hockey opening ceremonies, presenting the players on Sunday with the game with the lost me there, player of the game award. And I would like to send a bouquet to all the staff for the great work they're doing with the town. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Clooney. Councillor Morris.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. I'm going to talk all sports here now. So I want to talk about a young athlete, Stephanie Fleming of Conception Bay South, who will be representing Team Canada at the World Kickboxing Championships in Abu Dhabi, November 21st to 30th. Stephanie is a 3-time national champion and recently earned a gold medal at the North American Championship held in Egypt this past September. In addition to her athletic achievements, she also trains and volunteers her time with Rock Athletics, and we want to extend our best wishes to Stephanie as she competes on the world stage. And anyone who would like to help support Stephanie, she does have a GoFundMe page. It's Stephanie, help represent Stephanie at Canada in kickboxing. So if you search it up, you'll find it there. So best of luck to Stephanie. Also, we have a couple of CBS athletes, Zoe Rowe, who just had a fantastic season with the Munn soccer team. She is just the 4th Seahawk ever to be named to the AUS MVP, joining legends Laura Breen, Jessie Noseworthy, and Holly O'Neill. She led the Seahawks attack with consistency, leading youth sports goal scorers and building career as one of the most decorated players in the program history. And her sister, Lauren, obviously soccer runs in the family through all of them. She plays with AFC Toronto, and she just received Rookie of the Week in the Northern Super League. So huge congrats to the Rowe family. And last but not least, as Councillor Clooney mentioned, we are now hosting the Under-18 Female Nationals here in CBS and, of course, in Mount Pearl. And there are 4 Newfoundland athletes on the team that I just wanted to mention: Katie Hurley, Sophie Urquhart, Marissa Dawson, and Kelsey Shute, who's a staff member. So I don't know if anyone's had a chance to get up and watch. I've been at a few games now, and it's fantastic hockey. And I encourage anyone, if you have the time, to go and cheer on Team Atlantic and all the athletes, actually, because it's very good competitive hockey. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Morris. I think there's a game on right now, if I'm not mistaken, up at CBS Arena, and then tomorrow's a day off, and then they restart on Thursday, and then it's 2:30 and 7 Thursday and Friday. And they're into the playoffs then, and then, of course, we've got the gold medal game Saturday evening at 7:30. Councillor Hardy.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just one thing to bring forward this evening. Just want to thank the residents for their participation in the bulk waste drop-off this past summer, I guess May, August, and October. We did really good and really want to thank all the residents. So now we're switching gears and we're getting into the yard waste curbside collection for the month of November, and it actually begins November 4th, so today. And it's going to run for the month of November. So, anyone who has any extra grass, leaves, branches, tree limbs, those types of things, make sure it has it in your paper compost bag and you put it out on your recycling day. So just want to let folks know, especially with all the leaves going to be blown around the next couple of days. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hardy. And that recycling day for tomorrow has been canceled and will go on the next recycling day. And I believe garbage has been canceled tomorrow. Is it canceled? Do we know when it's moved to the next day, is it? Moved to Thursday. So, so it's going to be quite a day tomorrow. So if you've got a lot of leaves on your lawn, you wait long enough, they might be on somebody else's lawn, I suppose. But don't put the brown bags out in the morning because they definitely will be on somebody else's lawn. Anyways, Councillor Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. As already mentioned, the Under-18 Women's National Hockey is here. We're co-hosting, and I took in a game yesterday and got the honor of dropping the puck on the red carpet, so that was a treat and nice to meet the young ladies, the captains. Of course, I have to speak about the Halloween social. I mean, that was just fantastic. The costumes that were there, and you had a lot posted, I noticed, on your social media, Mayor, and a lot of couples' costumes. It was really cool. There was a lot of them this year. And I really enjoyed it, and I get so many comments afterwards about our socials, and they're always asking me when the next one is going to be and that. So I always try and keep up on all those things, because I think the next one now will be our Christmas one, so that'll be a little while yet. But before you know, it'll be around the corner. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Butler. Yes, there was a chicken running around, I think, a full-size chicken. And then there was something in a box, I think, too. Speaking of costumes, the best costume of the event, Councillor Hillier, you can take it away.
Your Worship, about a year ago, we saw on Facebook some people putting together some interesting costumes. So I said, I can do that. and this year I did, and I'm not letting the cat out of the box because I'm wearing it again at a party on Saturday night. And I don't want but next time you can ask me, perhaps I'll even bring it here. But there is an old man carrying me around in a box, put it that way.
Well, you're up, or did you have anything else?
Nothing any better than that.
That was the best costume of the event, when somebody's carrying Councillor Hillier's head around in a box. It was certainly a highlight, but well done. You made it yourself, and it was certainly fun to see the pictures and some video. I think there's some video floating around somewhere.
You
so.
never know when you take your chances when you do something like that. Anyway, Your Worship, one other item that I had intended to bring forward. My intent was not to talk about Halloween costumes, but he is home in my shed, and I make sure I turn on the lights before I go in, because you don't want to go in and meet that guy in the dark. Back in September, as many of my colleagues were, we spent some time up around Bayview Heights. And I know I was up there on a beautiful sunny day and met a lot of people around, and invariably, they got talking about traffic and speed and so on. And one of their issues was visibility coming out onto Legion Road from Bayview Heights. And they said, will you bring this forward? And of course, I was in a promising mood at that point in time, as you would be. And so I promised that I would bring that forward. So, Your Worship, I'm bringing that forward this evening. I'll ask our staff to take that on advisement and have a look at it. The issue, I think, is looking left as you come out of Bayview Heights onto Legion Road. But I know there were 3 or 4 different places I went that had that same issue. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Councillor Hillier. Some of the issue is impatience, I think, too. I'm up there at that intersection a fair bit, turning sometimes right, sometimes left, coming out to Legion Road, but you can see the issue, even on that side of it as well, because the view is not great turning left, but sometimes the traffic is not doing the recommended speed coming up Legion Road, unfortunately, and that makes it a little bit more dangerous, but yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go to Councillor Tilley.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a comment on that particular intersection. I think you hit the nail on the head where it's the sight distance is allowable for a 40-kilometer-an-hour speed limit. But the minute that 40-kilometer speed limit is gone, then of course all those things go out the window as well. But hopefully our Public Works Department will look after it. Just one issue here tonight. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate our MHAs in the Conception Bay South area. MHA Barry Petton, MHA Helen Conway Ottenheimer, and of course our friend MHA Paul Din down in the Topsail area. And of course, and an extra special thanks that these 3 individuals are now high-ranking cabinet ministers in the new provincial government. I look and hope for bigger and brighter things for Conception Bay South on the provincial level, and I've personally reached out to all 3 already with my Christmas list. So I guess time will tell, but I will certainly keep abreast and speak to those people on a constant basis regarding the issues that affect residents of Conception Bay South. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tilley. Deputy Mayor Goss.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. Well, it's a nice segue, Councillor Tilley, to what I was going to speak about, because we will be talking to our MHAs in the near future, as we are in budget mode here at the town of Conception Bay South. And Council, our survey is live, and we ask residents to please take time to do our online survey. It's only a few minutes, and I think it's a really comprehensive survey, nothing too complicated, but it certainly touches on all of the hot topics and priorities of the community. So we really encourage people to take that survey, and it closes Friday, November 7th. So you have all week, and to please avail of that. And we're always trying to find ways to engage the community and talk budget and hear people and what's on your mind, what's your priorities, what are your concerns, and we know a lot of residents have ideas. So we're inviting residents to come out and meet with council on Wednesday, November 12th, right here at the town hall from 6:30 till 8 p.m. So council members will be here to talk with you openly, face-to-face, very casual evening. Come by, you can stop by for 10 minutes, come stay, whatever, and just have a conversation with us. Talk about what's on your mind. What are your priorities here in the community? How do you, what would you like to see us do? So when we get into as we go forward with our budget consultations here together, we can hopefully work on some of the things that are most important to our residents. So I just want to highlight those two things, the survey and the public opportunity to come and have an open conversation with your council. And that's everything for me, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Goss. Yes, and the survey over the past few years has proved to be a great generator of information from the residents. We've had a huge response, and I understand from communications we've had an exceptional response already so far. But if,
So far, it's been great.
if online is not your kick, as the Deputy Mayor says, come out on November 12th and have a chat with people face to face, and we encourage you to do that. I just have a couple of things. It was Small Business Week a couple of weeks ago, might have been last week, I can't remember now, but we had a great event with the Chamber, Session Bay Area Chamber of Commerce right here at Vera's Diner in CBS, a little meet and greet in the morning, and I signed the proclamation for Small Business Week at that event, and it was great to chat with business operators and to support local business here in CBS at the same time. So we have just about 600 small businesses within our town that are the backbone of our economy, and quite frankly, they drive the social interaction in a lot of ways for our residents to get out and support their familiar businesses and their local businesses, and we appreciate each and every one of them and encourage everybody to continue to support local businesses as best you can. Also, over the past week or two, a few of us attended the Special Olympics baseball banquet. I believe, Deputy, you were there. Softball. How did I say baseball? I'm still hurting from the Jays. Anyway, the softball, I teared up there for a second. The softball banquet, Councillor Clooney, you were there, and Councillor Butler, you were there. Or have I missed anybody? But what a great event. And that's an event that I think, remember, I know a number of years ago, Councillor Hilliard, Councillor Tilley, we were out to these events, and there'd be 30, 40 people there. Well, the place is blocked. That program has grown over the years, and it's great to see how it's grown. And hats off to all the volunteers, the coaches and the parents and everyone involved in ensuring that program is growing. And it was great to attend, and we had a great bit of fun on that note. And the other thing too is about Halloween social for the seniors. Halloween social, I find, is one of those events that is not as well attended as most of the seniors events. And I may have to do with the costume, I don't know, or some people don't want to dress up. But boy, I tell you, they came out this year, blocked the place, lots of costumes, and everybody had a great time. It was just wonderful to see, and like Councillor Butler said, we're looking forward to the next one. We keep looking forward to these events because we have a great deal of fun at them, for sure. That is it. So I'm going to now go to other committees. And do we have anybody? Yes. So Councillor Moores, Downtown CBS, I believe.
Yes, we had a downtown CBS meeting last week. So they do have 3 vacant spots on the board. So I think they will be putting some notices out about that. So if you know of anyone that may want to be on a fantastic community organization, the Downtown CBS is a great board to join. They also will be participating in the CBS Christmas Parade again this year, and a couple of local businesses will have hot chocolate and things set up in front of their businesses along the route. And one other thing, they have approved to partner with the local arts community to do community art galleries, which more details will come out soon, but I guess the premise is that local art will be displayed at the local downtown businesses, which is very exciting for the artists and the businesses. So when you go in, you'll be able to look at this artwork, and if you want to purchase it, you can. All the details are going to be worked out, but it's exciting, I guess, a relationship now that they have developed, that they're going to start doing that. So I just wanted to pass that along. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Councillor Morris. Did anybody else have any other committees that we're sitting on? I know it's early in the term, so probably some of the meetings haven't got going yet, but, okay. Well, that's it then. So we're going to move on to Finance and Administration, and I understand that's Councillor Tilley this evening?
It's correct, Your Worship. A relatively light agenda for the Finance Administration this evening. We just have to deal with a couple of tax roll issues. Item number 6A, tax roll number 033417. Be it so resolved that the request to provide tax clearance on this account be denied, and further that the request for property tax exemption be denied. So moved.
Do we have a seconder for that? Councillor Hillier, discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? That is carried.
Item 6B, tax roll 033846. Be it so resolved that the request to provide tax clearance on this account be denied. So moved.
Do we have a seconder for that? Councillor Butler, discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? That is carried.
Item 6C, tax roll number 191018. Be it so resolved that the request to adjust interest charged on this account be denied. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Clooney, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And that's it from Finance Administration.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Tilley. For some reason, the ghost is back in my machine and it just shut down on me all of a sudden again. So I'm logging back in to November 4th, and I believe we are next at Planning and Development. And is that Councillor Hillier tonight? Okay, Councillor Hillier.
You ready to go? Okay. Number 8AA. Be it so resolved that in accordance with sections 3.12 and 10.11 of the town's development regulations, variances to reduce minimum building line setback and minimum rear yard depth from 10 meters to 9 meters for application number 6067 received on September 23rd, 2025, proposing the development of a single dwelling with a subsidiary apartment at 1214 Forest Road be approved. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Hardy, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? That is carried.
I have to declare a conflict of interest on the next one because it's my next door neighbor.
Okay.
Number 8AB, 38 Red Sky Estates. Be it so resolved that in accordance with Section 13 of the town's fence bylaw, application number 5953 for a fence at 38 Red Sky Estates be approved to a maximum height of 1.8 meters and setback for 3 meters from the flanking street boundary. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Deputy Mayor Goss, discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, there's a pool involved in this whole issue, and our pool regulations require a higher fence than our fence regulations, so we're defaulting to the pool regulations for safety's sake.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? That is carried.
1216 Ridehouse Road. be it so resolved that under the authority of Section 16 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, the Town Council of Conception Bay South hereby adopts Conception Bay South Development Regulations Amendment Number 452025. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Barrett, discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, this is a rezoning of a property from residential medium density to residential multi-unit to accommodate a 64-unit apartment building. This has been a project that's been ongoing for some time. We know that initially there were concerns about stormwater management, sewage management, parking, traffic on Kitty A's Turn, and on Rideouts Road. As such, the proponent has completed, I guess, this report, a significant report dealing with all of those issues. Your Worship, we know that there's a need for these type of accommodations in our town. We know when we have rezoning, when we have public information sessions, there are always people in the audience who are looking for these types of accommodations. And Your Worship, we also know that in this area there are several residents who have concerns about the size of the project and their personal privacy once that's put there. So this evening we bring it here for a vote.
Anyone else have comments on this development?
Yes, Your Worship.
Yep.
I'd just like to weigh in, not to take away from what Councillor Hillier said as well. There are no, I believe, current zoning for RMU, and what I mean by that, like, we do have properties who we've went through the process of rezoning for that, right? But there's a great need for these types of units in Conception Bay South. CBS is not like it was 20 years ago, and we can understand. We received emails, we received petitions from folks who are opposed to the current application, but we've also received just as many, I guess, correspondence from people who are very, very content and intent on seeing these types of developments come to Conception Bay South. And because our history speaks for itself. Every time that we have these residential multi-units, whether they're these 8 or 10 unit dwellings, they're gone just like that in the clip of a finger, right? And one gentleman at the last public session, he's now almost 3 years waiting for a spot. He's got a house. He doesn't want to take care of the house anymore. He wants to downsize, and the opportunity is very rarely there. And I think the positives outweigh the not so positive things for this development, and I'll wholeheartedly support this application. Thank you.
Anyone else want to speak to this? Yes, Councillor Barrett.
Thank you, Your Worship. This initially came up. I mean, we've been exploring this since, I believe, 2022, and as Councillor Hillier mentioned, I mean, the developer did any study, all of the necessary groundwork for us to be here this evening. And I just want to mention, I'm certainly appreciate all the perspectives on this. I believe that this development is a huge asset for our town. I think this is a need that we're going to see, and I frankly think we're going to see other applications similar to this coming forward over the coming years, whether it's like this, other types of affordable, accessible types of housing arrangements. And I think it should proceed, so I'll be supporting this motion this evening.
Anyone else? Yes, Councillor Moores.
Hi, Mayor Vint. Thank you. I also attended the info session, and like Councillor Tilley said, there were just as many people in favor as there were against. And I know when I was campaigning, I know there was one couple there that had been waiting a long time, but the number of people I spoke to when I was going door to door that are in this same situation who want to downsize and have nowhere to go, it's a huge need. And I think having these developments in our community are really going to benefit a lot of people. And I think, like Councillor Barrett said, we're going to probably see more of these as time goes on. And I think it's very important, and I will be supporting it also.
Thank you. Councillor Butler, sorry.
Yes, Your Worship. The location is certainly very fitting, seeing that it's close to the library, it's close to Sobeys and shopping and that kind of thing. So it's very, good that way. And certainly, yeah, we do need these kinds of accommodations and rentals and whatnot in this the city, the town. I was going to mention something that was on the news yesterday, that they mentioned that Newfoundland now has the distinction of having 25% of its population 65 and over. So that speaks to the increase in, the older population that probably is in CBS also looking to downsize, as Councillor Tilly mentioned. So the location, I think, is very fitting, and I will be supporting this. Thank you.
Anyone else? Deputy Mayor Goss.
I just want to add, one of the things that we've heard over and over is that there's been so much development of different types of housing, but a lot of it is single homes, single family dwellings. We have, this community, there's a lot of seniors or people who are approaching those years that are looking to downsize. They want to retire in the community they lived in. And so there is a demand here now, we know it. This particular developer, he had a list, he told us, of 80 names of people who were looking to downsize into smaller housing. So I think that he's done his work, he's done the land use impact assessment report, he's investigated all the questions, all the variables that we asked him to, there were concerns, and I think that going forward, this is going to be a real positive project and a great addition to our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy. Anyone else want to speak to this? Yes, Councillor Hardy.
Thank you, Your Worship. I too attended the session and heard, all the various comments coming out of the session. I think it is a need within the town. Just like Deputy Mayor Goss, I did also speak with the developer, and there is a list of over 80 names. And I do feel the developer has done his work. He's also met with residents multiple times on site at the time that's convenient for them. So I really feel like they're certainly doing everything they can to make sure anyone in the surrounding area, if they do feel that they are being impacted, they certainly have a voice as well. So I think it's the right thing to move forward. And I think, like other councillors have said, we're going to see more of these coming forward because there is a lot of people looking to downsize to a smaller residence for whether it's their spouse or what have you. So I too will be supporting this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hardy. Yes, Councillor Clooney.
I also attended the session and listened to what everybody had to say, and I agree with all my colleagues here that, it's something that the town really needs. And hopefully going forward, we'll probably see more of this to help the residents of the town, and I too will be supporting.
Thank you, Councillor Clooney. I think that's everybody but me, so I might as well throw my 2 cents worth in. This is an apartment building with apartments. It's not a condo development, I understand. And I think there's some 64 units proposed in the building. And I think really, we heard it last week or a week or so ago at the meeting, it's more than just downsizing. When you think of downsizing, you're going from a bigger home to a smaller home. But a lot of people are finding that even in the home ownership end of it, the cost of maintenance of a property, and then as they get older, as we all hope to do, is the ability to be able to maintain the grounds and then keep up with all the things that you have to do when you have a separate home. But this is an apartment, and I believe that it would offer for many of the seniors in our town that absolutely want to spend the rest of their lives here in Conception Bay South, in the town they love, and not have to go somewhere else to find housing, that it gives them the opportunity to be maintenance-free and to be able to sell their property and allow for someone else to move into that property and continue on, and then they can take their money and be able to live a little bit maintenance-free and in a new facility that meets their needs and gives them a lot of freedom in their senior years. So this, and to be honest with you, I'm I'm disappointed we're not looking at more than one of these tonight. I wish we were approving 4 or 5 of them, to be honest with you. And I know there are people in specific location, and I think it would be true in just about every location. There will be concerns, and we've tried to work with the developer and the developers tried to work to mitigate some of those concerns and the best they can. But, I'm very pleased that this proposal's come our way and that we're finally, a little disappointed how long it's taken, but hopefully going forward, we'll be a little quicker getting to this point with some of the more developments that I'm sure we're gonna see, and get these things going for the people. I felt bad for some of the people at the meeting that have been waiting for years to have an opportunity or an option like this to move and call home. So anyways, I'm gonna support it, and I know Councillor Hillier, you moved it. I don't know if you want to have a closing say or not, and then we can get on with the vote.
Just to sum up, I guess, Your Worship, this is the first one of this magnitude that we've had in our town, and as Councillor Barrett said, and yourself suggested, that this is probably not going to be the last one. And you talk about the 4 years that it's taken to get there. But because of the magnitude, we met with the proponent early, and our staff put together a plan, and the proponent took the 4 years and worked through that plan. And I think that has created, we've got the land use impact assessment report here. I think that's created a model going forward as to how we want to deal with these projects. And I commend our staff on the work that they've done getting us to this point.
Absolutely. Okay. Without further ado, all in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you.
Number 8B, be it so resolved that in accordance with section, who hasn't voted? Oh, got it. All right, here we go. Be it so resolved that in accordance with section 14 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, the town undertake public and stakeholder consultation with respect to a proposed amendment to the regional center zone to allow an air support structure with an overall height of 30 meters at 69 Gateway Drive. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Tilley, discussion.
Just Your Worship, of course, this is the lifestyle center, and the way it's constructed, the height of it is beyond what's permitted in the town at this point in time. So we're asking for an amendment to the regulations so that we can build this to a height of 30 meters.
And this is a site-specific recommendation, so we won't see.
This is a site-specific recommendation. I expect we will see a similar one coming forward for the building that we just approved in the last motion at some point in time.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Contrary minded? That's carried.
72, 74, and 78 Scotts Road
Excuse
South.
me, Mayor, I have to declare a conflict as I live in close proximity to the properties in the discussion.
Be it so resolved that in accordance with section 190 of the Towns and Local Service Districts Act, Council give notice of its intention to sell approximately 40 square meters, 350 square meters, and 290 square meters of land to the adjacent property owners at 72, 74, and 78 Scotts Road South respectively, in consideration that Council is of the opinion that the real property is of minimal value to any other person. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Barrett, discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, these are properties that came our way as a result of, I guess, leftovers from construction of Peacekeepers Way. They're adjacent to these properties, and we're in a position now where it was offered up some time ago, and it's just at this point now where these landowners have come forward, residents have come forward and said, okay, we'd like to purchase these at this point in time. And as the motion says, because it's adjacent to these properties, we're of the opinion that they're the right people to be purchasing them.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Contrary minded? Carried.
8B-D. Be it so resolved that in accordance with Section 4 of the Town of Conception Bay South Roads Bylaw, Council permanently close approximately 255 linear meters of the northernmost portion of Terminal Road and 135 linear meters of the easternmost portion of Church Road up to its intersection with Terminal Road, in consideration that these portions of the roads serve no public function. And further, be it so resolved that in accordance with Section 190 of the Towns and Local Services District Act, Council dispose of the aforementioned land complete with all associated above-ground and underground infrastructure to the Long Pond Harbour Authority Incorporated for economic development purposes. So moved.
We have a seconder. Deputy Mayor Goss, discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, just the feeling that we would be best served with these properties under the jurisdiction of the Long Pond Port. In particular, the Church Road would provide an emergency exit from the port, which does not exist now, and that's certainly a concern. This is something we brought forward as an intent some time ago, and I guess it's not intended that this would be another, Church Road is not going to be another industrial access road to the port.
Any other discussion? I think it allows the port to ensure that Church Road on their end of it is accessible through in case of an emergency evacuation or anything like that, which is incredibly important to a port facility or a facility of this size. And I believe the portion of Terminal Road falls within the industrial area and allows the Port Authority now to develop that area with that road as they see fit, because it serves no public use purpose in that area, and they can allow their partners and businesses down there to expand and do work that they need, and they can take over the maintenance of that road going forward, and that's fine by me. Any other comment on these two changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Prior to the next motion, I wanted to declare a conflict on this one. The report in question was prepared by one of my employers, so I declare a conflict.
Thank you.
Be it so resolved that the Town of Conception Bay South accept the October 2025 boundary adjustment feasibility study prepared by Stantec Consulting Limited, which recommends that the government alter the municipal boundary shared with the Town of Paradise near Halliburton Street, and request that the minister responsible for the Towns and Local Services District Act consider the report and implement the recommended changes. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Deputy Mayor Goss, discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, this has been ongoing for some time, and basically all we're doing is swapping a piece of land, two pieces of land with the Town of Paradise to, I guess, make a more sensible boundary, for want of a better word. And it's great to see it come through. I know we've got at least one developer who's been working on this for probably 10 years trying to get this straightened out. It's nice to be able to get it through. And we encourage our friends in Paradise, if they haven't already done so, to act on this so we can get it off to the province and get it finalized.
Thank you. Any further comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded?
And finally, Your Worship, Talkville Road, Regal Enterprises Limited. Be it so resolved that in accordance with Section 4 of the Town of Conception Bay South Roads Bylaw, Council permanently close approximately 110 square meters of Talkville Road, formerly used as a portion of the turnaround at the end of the road, and more particularly described in the legal survey and property description prepared by Brown and Way Surveys Limited, job number 13375-DEV, dated July 18, 2024, in consideration that this portion of the road right-of-way no longer serves a public function. And further, be it so resolved that in accordance with Section 190 of the Towns and Local Services District Act, Council sell the aforementioned land for economic development purposes to Regal Enterprises Incorporated for the amount of $3,715.80 plus an administrative fee of $500. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Hardy, discussion?
Yes, Your Worship. Up until recently, Talkville Road was a dead end with a turning circle. As a result of the new Regal development that's intersecting into Topville Road now, that turning circle will not be required. So some of the land that was part of that initial turning circle is now being purchased by Regal Enterprises for their development.
Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Thank you, Your Worship. That's it.
Thank you, Councillor Hillier. Next up on the agenda I see is procurement, and this evening, Councillor Clooney.
Be it resolved that approval be given to purchase and install a self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBA, washer at a cost of $52,690 plus HST from Safety Source Fire Funds. Safety Source Fire Funds will be taken from operating budget. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Tilley, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? Carried.
Be it resolved that approval be given to dispose of Unit 295, which is no longer in service and being replaced. So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Barrett, discussion? Do we know what Unit 295 is?
Is the old grapple truck.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
utility vehicle that's no longer being serviced.
Yeah, fair enough. No, it didn't say what it was, so I didn't know if we were getting rid of a building or a space station. So, perfect, okay. Thank you very much. Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you, Councillor Clooney. That seems to be the end of the agenda for this evening, so thank you, everyone. And our next meeting will be on November the 18th. And at that meeting, for the first time, I'm told, in at least 16 years, neither the mayor nor the deputy mayor will be present. So we're turning everything over to Councillor Tilley to lead the way on the 18th. So thank you, Councillor Tilley. And if there's no other business, I'll call for an adjournment. Moved by Councillor Butler, seconded by Councillor Barrett. All in favor? Contrary minded? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.